That's the beautiful opening sting of Metroid 2. I'm Ben Reeves, and I'm joined by Leo Vader.
Hi!
How's it going, everybody?
Who can forget this iconic theme?
It's really good, even for a Game Boy game. We're checking out the opening scenes of Metroid 2. Specifically, we want to compare those scenes to the fan remake and the recent official Nintendo remake, Samus Returns.
That's right.
And see how the three versions of Metroid 2 stack up and how they're different. You can see that, obviously, the start, very similar, but the dates at the bottom are very different.
Yeah, interesting. They each took their own tactic with the date choice.
Right. That's planet SR388 in the background, which is where the game takes place.
We're going right into the intro of the 3DS version and AM2R on the PC. The Game Boy version did not have an intro like this. It just threw you right into the game.
Yeah, just threw you right in.
Just came right out of that ship.
I do find it interesting that the fan remake, AM2R, they had the same idea that Nintendo did with opening with some art and like a written text.
Yeah.
I think actually the written text for AM2R is pulled from the instruction manual.
That's really interesting. It's much shorter. It's much shorter than the 3DS version is.
Yeah, they kind of rewrote it a bit. But it's the same basic plot that Samus has to go to the Metroid homeworld and basically eradicate the Metroids.
And they have to get a cool shot of her flying towards the planet, which we'll see now.
Now, I think Samus Returns is a great looking game. I do have a nostalgia fondness for the AM2R, which is kind of inspired by the Super Metroid's art style.
Yeah, I was impressed with the 3DS version for sure, but the style of AM2R is really eye-catching and cool.
This is the opening. The opening area is strikingly similar for all three. I mean, you can definitely feel that these games are based on this original Game Boy, which, there's obviously some noticeable differences right from the beginning, just with the ability to aim and look around and shoot.
Yep, AM2R definitely the bridge between the Game Boy version and the 3DS version in terms of how fine your aim control is.
Right.
And a lot closer to the Game Boy version this first level is for AM2R. Good sentence.
Yeah. Well, and I've played through all three now, and I did find that AM2R is a more faithful remake in many senses. I don't think it's necessarily a better game. I'm not going to rank them here, but I think they're all great games. If you have a chance, I recommend playing all of them.
All of them?
All of them. Just go for it.
How much did AM2R have in the way of special abilities and upgrades? Because the 3DS version has plenty of those right off the bat. You're getting the Morph Ball, you're getting the Charge Beam.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far in AM2R to find out.
Yeah, AM2R has a fair number of upgrades as well. Has many of the same. It throws in some upgrades that weren't in the original Game Boy version, like Speed Dash, and I believe Grapple Beam was not in. I could be wrong about that, but there were some that were not in the original Game Boy one. But so does Samus Returns. But then there's even differences between the upgrades you get in Samus Returns and AM2R, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We noticed the save point stations there, just the difference in the save stations. And Metroid 2, the Game Boy version, was the first one to have save stations.
Oh yeah, I never made it to one.
And then in AM2R, I believe it refilled your health and weapons, but it does not do that in Samus Returns. Just an interesting little difference there. So this is the first boss fight. It's kind of a cool look at the difference between all three of them.
Kind of similar, the way they look. This is the closest thing between all three, I think, is the design of this character.
Yeah, I mean, definitely inspired a lot.
Yeah.
And it seems that the original Game Boy one is a bit harder.
I found it to be the hardest iteration of this boss fight, for sure.
Yeah, if you're not happy with the way that we're playing this, I'll just let you know that it was Leo Vader who was playing it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and pin that on me.
He's terrible. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting look. Just short and sweet, but wanted to show you the differences.
And AM2R really holds up among these three in an impressive way for it being such a small fan thing.
Yeah, it is. Metroid Samus Return comes out on September 15th, so stay tuned for a full-on review on the website, and thanks again for watching.